Welcome to Inside the Ink, where we uncover real stories from the creative minds and businesses shaping professional printing. Built in 1971, Printing Center USA found its groove where ink met paper, and we've been rolling ever since. This is for people like you, people making ideas real. Welcome to the Inside. Today, we have Kristin.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. It's really nice to be here in the new studio.
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous, and we are so excited to have you.
Thanks so much. I appreciate being here.
Yes, of course. So you've been a graphic designer and mom for years, and I'm curious, which one of those do you think prepared you more for the chaos?
That's a really good question. I thought running my own design firm with multiple clients and long hours and busy days would prepare me for motherhood, but that's a whole different animal. I mean, they keep you so busy 24/7. So it's a really big, chaotic, on your toes type of job. So I don't think anything prepares you. You just got to jump in and just try to survive.
Right. Just get the most out of it while you're there. Yeah. I think a lot of people are in that same boat.
Absolutely.
Working in schools and PTAs and just moms in general. They're busy people.
Yeah, very busy.
So it must have been really overwhelming to volunteer and get into all that yearbook PTA stuff. But tell me, what was that moment like for you?
Yeah, so I started 3 years ago, and right after COVID and the pandemic, there wasn't really a PTA, and the school was trying for years to raise funds for a new playground. So when we kind of regrouped, there was only 3 of us starting, and that was really hard when you have so many different facets of fundraising and event planning, and after school activities and end of year celebration, and yearbook was a huge, daunting task. It's like, where do we begin?
Right.
So yeah, it was like, we kind of had to form a team, and it was really challenging to start, but we've grown exponentially over the last few years. We have a really nice, I would say, healthy numbered of PTA parents, teachers, and volunteers.
Yeah.
So it's really developing into something really amazing for our school.
That's so cool. And do you think other schools are kind of in that same situation from COVID?
Yeah, I think we really had a hard time bouncing back to get more people together and different community events where we could actually be together in the gym or outside and to do different fundraising events where we need people in the community to come together. I think that was a really big challenge that we all faced. Yeah. But I feel like now that we're getting momentum and growing, it's nice to see things back to normal where we can actually enjoy those activities with our students again.
Totally. I think that goes beyond schools too. Everybody's glad.
Feeling it. Yeah, definitely. So
glad COVID is over, man.
Absolutely.
During COVID, what was your experience like with the yearbook?
Yeah, so it was really challenging. Actually, if I'm being full transparency, we were contracted with another company online. Come to find out, once I volunteered to be that yearbook chair and headway the project or to be the head of the project.
Right.
I found out even with my design experience, it was really challenging because their online designer was not friendly at all. It was very challenging. I couldn't even have editing capabilities to enlarge the student's photo. Whoa. And one thing I noticed in the yearbook pages, we have our classes with our students, they were teeny tiny photos, and half the pages were blank on all the pages. And I thought to myself, first of all, you need a magnifying glass to see the students. Where am I in the class? Yeah. They're so tiny. So I really wanted to embellish the students' photos and have them enlarged and to use our paper space that we were paying for because it was really expensive.
Right.
So I actually went to our PTA president and the school board and be like, since I do have that background in graphic design, how can I take on this project, do it in-house, and then find our local printer, which I already knew Printing Center was the best, that we could print locally. Yeah. So I kind of took that front, and we completely left the company we're on. It was extremely expensive, like I said. And when I gave them pricing for our PTA, they were blown away that we didn't just save on the students' costs.
Right.
We would save thousands of dollars with the free online design tool, and the fact that we could sell these booklets at $5 a piece.
Right.
Or, it was $5 to print, and then we sold them for $10 where we could actually get money back for fundraising purposes like our playground. So it was actually so beneficial and much more efficient to do this route.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting how yearbooks make that push for extra budget expansions, and I think a lot of schools are on those tight constricted budgets.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So that was been huge for a small
It
local
was
business.
huge for us because then we could actually afford for our calendar fundraising project and other things in the, the budget, because it is like we are balling on a budget as PTA, so we have to be really considerate of where the money's going.
Right.
So when we looked at the previous company we were contracted into to Printing Center, it was night and day for savings. So that was like the number one. They were all like, yes, we're voting this in because the cost involved from that previous company, locked in contracts. I mean, it was thousands of dollars for an online designer that didn't work.
Right.
We had printing mishaps, which were really unfortunate. And this way we could actually control the design, what we wanted it to look like, and how it could really benefit our students.
Yeah.
And one thing our PTA does that I value and appreciate is we want to make sure every student gets a yearbook.
Aww.
So we actually cover the cost.
Yeah.
So it's free of charge for all our students.
So cool.
Where we can guarantee each student gets a yearbook because of the cost savings with Printing Center USA.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's huge.
it is huge. And I think if we can give back to our students in that way, I think it would be really beneficial for other PTAs, regardless of any budget, because it is so budget friendly.
Yeah, that's exciting to hear about.
It is. I really enjoy this project and I look forward to it like every year. Truly.
I would too, because there's a lot that goes into it. And as a graphic designer, our heads are constantly thinking about how we can make this better, how we can add more stuff, make it exciting for those kids. And I just think that would be amazing, like getting your yearbook for free, guys. I know some high school students pay like hundreds of dollars even for their yearbook, and to have a school turn around like that and just be able to give back to the students, that's huge.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so we are definitely planning on doing that this year again, is making sure it's affordable for our PTA to cover so that we can make sure every student gets a yearbook so it's not a financial burden on them.
Yeah, that's super cool. I love that.
Yeah.
As a graphic designer, what do you think schools and PTA members struggle with the most from a graphic design standpoint?
Yeah, actually, with the background knowledge that I have in design, if we kind of flip it and say I had no experience whatsoever coming onto it, I'd be like, where do I start? How do I design it? Where do I get printing quotes? Who do I go to? And the one thing that Printing Center really supports is they're very easy. You can get an online quote instantly, so you know right away what your budget and how many quantity you're going to need for your students and your staff members. And with the online designer, you could easily upload your student photos, drag and drop, create your template, add on special clip art or any additional collage photos, and it's print ready. So it's kind of like easy steps. So it's like all in one.
Right.
You're not having to find some program online to design and then find an external printer. And even though we do have local printers, it's not high quality like this.
Right.
When we first got our book, which was this edition, to our staff and handed them to our students, they were like so excited. They couldn't imagine, like, they were wowed by the gloss finish, the really high quality paper, like the 100-pound cover, and just flipping through it. Like, they're hefty, high quality booklets. They're not just like at home printed paper folded together and stapled. Like, they're like, oh, it looks so professional. I said, well, that's because it is professional with Printing Center USA. It's really high quality for really great prices. So I think that, I mean, it speaks for itself.
That's a dream to hear that. I love hearing
and
that.
it's true. Like, being all transparent. I wish I had a previous booklet to show the comparison, but I know when PTA members and staff get one of the Printing Center books in hand, they can actually feel the high quality themselves. So
I find that too. I'm such a paper snob after
Me
working.
too.
I'll go to the store and I'm like, 60 pounds, 70 pounds.
Uncoated matte.
Yes, exactly. And I can only imagine, like, coming from something was so low grade or just like hard to work with, and, like, being frustrated, and then just making that switch is like night and day, like you were saying.
Absolutely. And the problem we had with previous yearbooks is the covers kept falling off. Like, when the kids would go around to sign it, they were just like falling off, and we're taping them back on. And so these are really durable. I mean, it's got my daughter's name on it because so every student has opened this booklet back and forth to sign in it. I mean, they've drawn and colored. So the yearbook covers have really lasted, and they're built tough because those kids, they are running around signing excited with these. So the covers have definitely held on.
Anything for kids needs to be built tough.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, back to high quality books for sure.
Okay, so let's talk about tools for a second.
Yeah.
As a designer, how did our free online design tool fit into your workflow, specifically with knowing that it's built for people like you in the PTA?
Yeah, it's really user-friendly. The template's already there, so it has a place for the photos, the text names, so you can kind of just literally plug and play. So if you have
like the kids' names?
Yeah, so it's easy just to go in and do the students' names. It's got a spot for their photo to just drag and drop. So the template's already built. So it's not like overthinking or you have to resize and manage individual stuff. It's literally a drag and drop situation. So it's really user-friendly for anyone without zero design experience. You can manage the online designer.
Totally, because then you can just put your brand colors in there, put your logo in there.
Absolutely.
That's like super smart, and I can definitely see how that would be time saving.
Yeah.
Like designing those pictures, making sure they're all the same size. And
yes.
like,
yeah. So Printing Center really does all the legwork for you. So with those templates, it's so easy and it saves. So you could save your project, you know, take a break, you know, do your dinner, you know, get kids to bed and then come back to it and it's saved and everything's ready to just pick up where you left off, which is really helpful for teams. So if there is a yearbook team in multiple person, you can go on, log into your account and just edit as needed. So it's kind of really easy for anyone to use. So without that design experience.
So from team to designer to PTA mom, anyone can jump right in there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's really nice and like helpful for
helpful.
And like schools in general.
Absolutely. And then once it's like designed, you get that PDF proof to go over so you can get hire staff, your PTA president, just fresh eyes on it. And then you can approve and then printed like, you know, 3 to 5 business days is amazing.
That's funny because I work here and you're blowing my
mind. That's so awesome.
So what's your advice for making time with like such a busy schedule as a mom to jump in there and be able to work on that yearbook?
Yeah, that's a good question because it is really time consuming once you're kind of scraping the photos and elements to it. But with the online designer that Printing Center offers, it's really easy just upload and have it all in one place so that if I could take breaks and come back to or have other team members jump on and look and make edits or add their special touches, we're able to do that. So it's really easy and user friendly.
Yeah, that makes it perfect.
Yeah, it really does. So for time, it's just scheduling it and getting it done. But I love how you don't have to feel like you're rushed to do it all in one big chunk. You could take breaks and it's easier to do when you can schedule different sessions, as I call them, to work on the yearbook and have your team come together. So it makes it a lot easier when you have that save feature and you can just have anyone log into the account and edit.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's super user friendly.
Your PTA uses calendars as a tool for fundraising. Can you tell me a little bit about how that fundraiser works and why it's so successful?
Yeah, we actually love the calendar as a fundraiser because all the students get involved. So we offer the students to create their own artwork, individualized, to use their creativity, and then we publish it in our calendar. So here's an example of this year's, which this is all a student's artwork. Isn't that incredible?
So cool. Yes.
And then everyone who brings in a photo, we make sure that it gets in. So we use the cover photo for the months and we make sure all the little doodles, fun designs, that they all get published. So it's really fun that every student who participates gets in here and they are like, where's my artwork? What month am I on? So they're really fun and creative. And then we also use the fundraiser as ad space for businesses so that we could sell business card, quarter page sizes. Like, isn't this so much fun?
Yeah, if I was one of these kids, I would totally be flipping through, like you said, being like, oh my gosh,
yes,
where's my
it's so much fun.
Design?
And then with Printing Center USA's template, we can go in and add like our PTA meetings when we have school out type of thing. So it's easy at a glance for all the public schools for the schedule so that we could easily showcase what's going on, events. You know, this one's like Substitute Teacher Appreciation Day, so that parents could utilize the calendar and have it be functional, but yet fun with their students' artwork. And then we have our sponsors. So we sell sponsored ads to help cover the cost of the printing. And then we sell these during December and January so that parents could utilize it for the new year. And then all that money actually we save for our playground fundraising, and it helps our yearbooks. So it covers those costs to offset it. So really, it's a great give back for the students, for the PTA, and for the community.
Yeah, totally. And from parents to those businesses, the businesses are excited to be in the school.
Absolutely.
Program. And then they get their own calendar and they're like, oh, I'm right here too.
Yeah.
Like, not just the kids are, and then the parents as well, like parenting schedules for what's happening.
Or just early outs on Wednesdays at this time,
yeah.
and no school like Monday and Friday. So it was really nice to be like, oh, we don't have school today. So everything's tracked in the calendar.
Yeah.
And it's really nice because on the online design template, you could just plug in what day and what event and just do your text, add it in there, and it's already developed on the template.
Right. I love that feature. It's so helpful for like birthdays or like you're saying event days where you can just, you click the date and then type it in.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that.
It's super user friendly and beneficial because then we could really customize our calendar for our school.
Right.
So that way we could make sure all the dates and holidays and events are in there.
Right. And that's so smart because I remember when I was in school, they would give my parents like this long thing that had like every date listed in like 0.5 text, like the tiniest text ever. And you're trying to read through that, trying to find out what time I'm supposed to be at parent-teacher conferences. But that just is such a great resource for parents.
Yeah, it's such a great resource for PTA to utilize for our fundraising because it really sets us up for the year. So we have that extra financial budget and cushion for other fun projects like our yearbook. So we really enjoy both these elements to help provide for our school and for our families.
Awesome. So I'm really curious for other schools who are looking to do some type of fundraising like this, like give me a rundown of pricing. Like how much do you sell the business advertisements for? Like what can they get into out of that?
Yeah, that's a great question. We try to make it budget friendly and accessible to everyone. So for just a standard business card, it's only $50 and you get it for the whole month. So you're up there plastered on their fridge so they constantly see it. So it's really beneficial. The quarter page ads go from anywhere from $150 to $200. And then our full cover ads are $250.
Cool. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of our listeners are really curious about that type of financial
absolutely.
stuff. So
for sure.
Awesome. Thanks for that insight.
And thank you. And it's beneficial. And what we do is we write a thank you card and make sure that every participating business that provided a sponsorship gets a card signed by us and a few students, and then we gift it to them as a thank you.
Oh my goodness, that's so cute.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's so fun. It's those little touches that say, you know, thank you for giving back to your community and the students. And, you know, it's just a fun way to like do an outreach program. And the kids love the calendar. They look forward to every year. We have stacks of their artwork and it's just so fun to go through and see their creativity. And then for them to see it actually published in a calendar that's hanging on the classroom wall or their parents' or grandma's fridge. I mean, it really inspires them that they could do big things. So
inspiring the future of graphic design from first grade.
Absolutely. I love that.
Why does it matter to schools and PTAs so much to not be locked into a printing contract for yearbooks and other print materials?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think when we had that company I talked about before Printing Center, we were locked into a pretty hefty contract and they're really expensive. So it took a lot of our financial budget just right off the top before we can even look at other fundraising opportunities or kids, our classroom or student events. So that was really challenging, is to feel like we're stuck and we can't get the resources and help we need. And again, the cost was just really, really expensive. So it kind of just limited what we could do for the rest of the year. I love the fact that the online designer for Printing Center is absolutely free. There's no cost involved, and the printing cost is really low and affordable for everybody.
That's perfect, because when you're limited, it's really soul crushing sometimes.
It is. So then, the students want like an end of year celebration, or they want a certain event or extra, blow up obstacle courses that we'd have to rent. So it really takes out of that budget to really expand on other opportunities. So yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking when you're like locked in and feel like you don't have many options. So
that's cool. We can give back, behind the scenes way.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think for PTAs to get the awareness that it is free, there's no contracts, it's super user friendly, and it's literally you design, drop in, plug it in and get your artwork created and then printing, and it's just delivered right to your school within 3 to 5 business days.
Yeah, and those custom quantities, it made me think like sometimes people
Absolutely.
forget to order as many as they need, and then they just need a couple extra, or they need a specific number.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
I am
cool.
so glad you brought that up, because every school body differs, and it could be where we had like 380 in mind, but at the end of the year we have new students trickling in where we have 25 we need to come in. Where those other companies where you're locked in, it has like a minimum of like 400, 500, or to get more it's like 100 when you just need 25. So you don't really have the flexibility to tailor it to your staff and your students. So that's a really good point to bring up, that Printing Center allows you to custom quantities.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and why was it so important for you guys to work with one printer rather than finding multiple vendors for sports programs, yearbooks, and other school printed materials?
Yeah, it's really nice that Printing Center does have those sports programs, dance recital booklets, and the calendars, so that we could literally have everything in one site under one account, so that if we do have ebbs and flows of team members come and go, because that's quite often what happens, especially like if your kiddo is graduating elementary school, moving on, we have to kind of get new members. And so that way it allows that flexibility of new members coming on, going onto the account and reprinting annually each year. So I think, it's super helpful.
Got you. Yeah. So if a PTA member or a parent came to you and was like, hey, I'm so nervous about this, like, I don't know if I can do this, what would you be telling them?
Absolutely. I would say run to PrintingCenterUSA.com, request a yearbook sample packet, because they will have the welcome page, the online designer, pricing sheets, and all the information right there, and a high quality booklet that they could touch and feel and flip through to see. All the resources are like one nice little package. So it's like feeling like you have a partner to show you step by step on how to get this started.
That's cool.
Yeah, versus kind of scrambling where you're like, I don't know who to print with, or I don't know what the pricing is, or I don't know how to go about anything. It is a big pressure. You have all these students relying on you to get the yearbook done and on time and make sure everyone's included. So it's a really nice feature that Printing Center offers, is that sample packet. I'd say request one, get one in the mail, and the customer service reps with Printing Center are amazing. You can call and get a real person. So if there's any questions, I feel like I'm not alone, that I have a whole team to back up the process.
That's cool. So it's like a special invite to be like a PTA member working on a yearbook.
Absolutely.
That's
and so
cool.
for those who are just getting started, I would say that's a really good resource. So absolutely reach out, get a yearbook sample packet and a welcome mailer. So that way they could really feel like they are taken care of and it's all right there for them to get it done.
Right. They'll have the confidence that they need after through those materials.
Yes, for sure. Great way to put that.
Was there a moment when the yearbooks came in the mail, you unboxed them, and you were like, wow, guys, we just made the perfect decision?
Okay, so that is a great question and so fun to share, because when we all got together, we unboxed our yearbooks. And the color quality and everything, it was just like a moment. And handing them to staff and other students, well, we'll get to students, but handing them to staff, they could feel the high quality, the high gloss on the yearbooks, and the color is so good. The photos aren't pixelated. Everyone's really high resolution. So they were all just in awe. And then when we handed them to the students, they were just screeching, so excited, jumping up and down, running around, so excited. And everyone approves. Like, the staff is so excited. But it just shows that the quality really advances the look and feel of the books. For really, affordable options. So
that's cool. And what a honorable moment to be like, yes, I helped make this, and now everyone's so happy with how it turned out.
It is so amazing to see hundreds of students running around for the yearbook signing, and we do an ice cream social with their books, and it's just a really fun community event that we do in our little Sunnyside Elementary community. So yeah, it's really fun, and it just shows the quality of the books speak volumes when they can feel it and flip it open. And
that makes a lot of sense. When you are not working on graphic design projects or running the kids around or helping with PTA, if you had one day to spend completely free to do whatever you want, what would you be doing?
Oh, great question. Because I feel like as moms, it's like, should I take a nap? Should I shower? Should I do this? Should I take meat out of the freezer to prep dinner? And you're just like, I don't know what to do because you only have that spare moment.
Right.
So really what I love to do is my hobbies, crafts, and try to like delegate some artwork, get some time to myself.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah. So
do you have any pieces you're working on now?
Currently I have an installation piece I'm working on that's been on my mind for years now. So I'm finally like every winter I'll get to it. So I'm just like delegating the time, but time is so hard to like carve out for yourself. So it's challenging. Yeah.
So hard.
But I always feel like if I don't have a project, then I make up a project just to keep busy. So
right, you find a new
find a new hobby.
Me too. I'm so like that too. All right, so switching gears, when things get a little chaotic, is there a go-to quote or phrase that you just have playing in the back of your mind, like I can do this?
Oh, that's actually, I have a famous quote from Stefan Stevens, a graphic designer, and he said, "Obsession makes my work harder, but my life better." And it just shows that the OCD chaotic surroundings might feel just overwhelming, but I know that my particular OCD attention to detail, like it makes my work perfection. And I delegate that in any project that I'm doing. Like I will give it 110%. So it's just kind of like trust the process. It might be a little chaotic and crazy, but in the end, it will be like what it's supposed to be.
I love that so much. And it's so relatable too. It's like that same way sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
The more effort you put in, perfection comes along the way.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So
cool. And I have a final question.
Yes.
So tell me, group chats, are they helpful or are they unhinged?
Oh my gosh, all the PTA moms and my fellow PTA members watching. It could be really beneficial, but sometimes when you have like 16 messages and you feel like, oh man, I got to catch up and see what's going on. And, you know, it's a lot. So I don't know if unhinged is the right word, but it's pretty crazy. Beneficial, but crazy. And I think everyone watching, the PTA members out there could be like, yes, the group chats.
Right, the group chats. They're popping off, fellas. Well, a huge thank you to
You're
Kristin
so welcome.
for jumping on with us and being able to record today. It's a beautiful day outside.
Yeah.
A little chilly. So.
I know. Winter's finally showing up, but I'm okay with that.
Well, we're so glad.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. And to everyone listening, thanks for tuning in to Inside the Ink, where real people and real projects keep the presses rolling. Until next time, see you inside the ink.